What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's a Jedi's Point of View, and today we're going to be reading some more of the Book of the Sith. I'm still on the Darth Bane entries here, so we're going to be covering Sith Armor, and we're also going to be going over some Sith sorcery in this one as well. Some stuff that Darth Bane knows that Source's Sin really didn't, since Darth Bane's a god. But if you guys liked the video, don't forget to smash that freaking like button, subscribe for more Star Wars content, and let's just get reading, shall we? Alright, so first page we have here is Sith Armor. The war against the Jedi birthed great victories and advances in personal combat on both sides. Armorers constantly improved their wares, but lightsaber technology remained constant. By the war's end, a fully armored Jedi Padawan could face a Sith Marauder and survive the first exchange. Donning armor requires understanding two things: how to kill an armored opponent, and how to use armor to protect yourself from counterattack. The first comes from combat training. The second requires an understanding of the materials that can withstand a lightsaber blow while still allowing some measure of mobility for the wearer. If you are accustomed to unarmored sparring, it is best to begin with armor weave. This material incorporates a lightweight metallic mesh while maintaining the flexibility of cloth. Armor weave can be arranged to form pieces of fabric armor, or it can be worn as a cloak. It will guard against acids and flame. It can diffuse the energy of blaster bolts, though not their kinetic impact, so obviously you'd still feel that punch. A lightsaber's point can burn through armor weave, but it will allow you to shrug off glancing blows made with a blade's edge. So that's pretty neat. Beskar Kandar is plate armor cast from Mandalorian iron. Although it is nearly impervious to a lightsaber blade, it is extremely heavy and requires the wearer to rely on strong style or gemso of combat stance. So there's the Beskar armor right there in the bottom right. And then we go right on to the next page here, which says the dark armor of Lord Erraticus, squire to Darth Ruin. So that's his armor up there in the top left. It's pretty neat, eh? Alright, we're right on to Sidious's comments here. Let's just, oh no, well, that's in the middle. Let's just wait. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Unique to the Sith is dark armor. Plate armor that is infused with a dark side essence through Sith alchemy. These suits, once rare, poured from the workshops of Sith armorers during the last war. Many became prizes for battlefield scavengers. Dark armor can almost certainly be found amongst the black marketeers of the underworld, which, that's pretty sick as well. It just shows you how many people were trying to get after the Jedi and the Sith's belongings and make a quick penny from them. And the shells of orbalisks are quite impervious to lightsabers and can make a fine coat of armor. I myself have tested this bizarre panoply. These parasites bred in the tomes of Zun, if placed on the skin, they latch on, feeding on force energy and releasing adrenaline. Once attached, their bodies can almost never be removed. And then Sidious comments and goes, orbalisks torment their hosts with constant agony. A Nikto worm I trained as a dark side adept could not handle the pain. Useless. Which Darth Bane obviously could handle the pain. He had them on him for a long time. Long enough that he thought they had served their purpose and he didn't need them anymore, so he had to take them off. In the books, it was awesome reading how painful it was to take all the orbalisks off. He almost died because, long story short, he lightning striked himself and burned all of them to almost a crisp, and he had to get them all taken off, so... The protection offered by armor can be augmented with a shield held in your offhand. A shield of polished Beskar can also be used as a bashing weapon. Its edges can be honed to a razor sharpness and can be used to slice or kill. Now we're into dark side combat. So there's some pretty cool art here as well. That picture is Choke can easily lift enemies off their feet. So, you are a Sith Lord, not merely a fighter who knows how to hold a blade. The Force has given you the tools to defeat your enemies. During combat, the dark side crawls beneath your skin and electrifies the air surrounding you. If you fail to channel it during these moments, you are unworthy of the Sith title. There are three schools of focus... oh my gosh, I'm losing it. There are three schools or focuses of forced combat that channel the dark side: offense, body, and mind. Study all three. Learn which to apply during the fury of the fight, and pass on what you have learned to your apprentice. None of this is to be kept from you for you and your own benefit. Remember, the Sith Order is more important than one Sith Lord. Offense. Encompass the Force skills with immediate dynamic applications for lightsaber combat. All requires relatively little exertion, so they can easily be applied at any moment. Think as offense as a dagger saved in reserve for a fatal thrust. The skills of offense include Push, a kinetic wave that emerges from your hands or head and can knock a single enemy off balance or scatter a group in all directions. Choke, a telekinetic grip which can, when centered on the enemy's neck, can pinch off the airflow and snap vertebrae. This requires more concentration than push, as well as a free hand to form and control the fist. The neck is an easy target because of its soft vulnerability, but strong users of the choke can crush an entire body, including armor. Sidious then underlines that last part there and goes, a true master of this art can burst a walker's fuel tank or buckle the hull of the Star Cruiser. And then we're on to Inertia, an amplification of your body's momentum that uses the force to redirect what looks like a lumbering charge into a hooking lunge. This can surprise an enemy by making your moves unpredictable. Blind, a burst of force energy that can overwhelm an enemy's optic nerves and render them momentarily blind. Throw, a force tactic in which you can control the path of your lightsaber when thrown. You can send it pinwheeling through clusters of ambushers before returning to your hand in your own grip. With refinement, the tactic can be used to aim and accelerate any thrown object such as a stone or a thermal detonator. And then we're on to the second school of focus, which is your body. Encompasses those abilities that draw from the living force. They emanate from your own cells and affect the physical structures of others. For this reason, any cyborg glimmer enhancement will hinder your ability to conjure the effects of body. Damn, dude. There's it. Right in there. Right in the proof in the pudding. Soon as Anakin lost all his limbs to Obi-Wan on Mustafar, gone. He basically was a shell of his former Force self. No way he was going to reach his full potential. This is not your failing. It is a law of the living force. The demands of the dark side can ravage the flesh, but fortunately, it is possible to balance the scales by siphoning life from another bolster to your own. Lightning, a weapon that calls forth electrical bolts from your fingertips. It is an embodiment of your wrath that can strike at the heart of your enemy. The lightning crawls across the skin, sends urges of pain through internal organs. Sustained exposure will roast flesh, calcify the skeleton, and stop the heart. Convection, a concentration of force energy that can make your fists hot to the touch, even raise their temperature to a burning intensity, but will cause no lasting injury to you. Striking an enemy with these fists can raise blisters and set robes aflame. That's pretty sick, to be honest. Cryokinesis, there you go. A siphoning of essence that leaches the life intensity from another, leaving behind a frost-shrouded corpse. Though this tactic usually causes the heat vitality of another being to hemorrhage, it is not possible to channel the vitality for your own use. Sith tactics do not as much harm to the user as they do to the victim. This dark side corrupts everything it touches. It's hard to understand why people who know this choose the path anyways. That's what Luke says. And then there's targets neutralized through convection, lightning, and cryokinesis. Nice piece of artwork there. It's very interesting, actually. There's some dude literally on fire. And I believe one more page here. Yep, the final page. So we're on to Drain Life, a delicate procedure that saps the life energy of another and funnels it directly into your own essence. It is extremely difficult to employ in combat and is derived from the teachings of Zelashiel the Blasphemer in the Holocron of Darth Revan. And that is the ability Darth Sidious used on Kylo Ren and Rey Skywalker. In episode 9, he siphoned their life with Drain Life, took all their life essence, or as much as he could anyways, and basically was reborn. And then you have Death Field, an unstoppable concentration of dark side energy projected from your physical animus in the shape of a sphere. Any living being entered the field will wither into a dry husk. It is sustained by your will, but will try to consume you as well. The third school, or focus, is mind. Encompasses those abilities that draw from the unifying force. These operate on a different plane than the physical. They exist in the realm of thought and memory. It's pretty lit. The disciplines of mind require intense concentration and are mentally taxing. Physical strength will not help you here, only physical or psychic clarity. So Mind Shard. A sliver of psychic pain that is hurled from your own consciousness into the enemy's brain. If your attack succeeds, the intense agony will leave your opponent vulnerable to a lightsaber lunge. It can be difficult to establish a mental lock, but your success will improve if the ability is used in conjunction with verbal taunts of Dunmak. Memory Walk, a link that can open your enemy's mind and make it possible for you to compel them to relive tragic or humiliating recollections and bring forth layers of shame. Used for sustained periods, Memory Walk can be associated with methods of interrogation. The technique was stolen from the Guild of Vindicators, whose deniers are zealots about uncovering the sins of others. And then there's a Mind Shard's targets an enemy's insecurities and doubts, then shatters the enemy's will. Sick piece of artwork there. Buddy's like getting destroyed. Nice Jedi getting wrecked. And the last page of Darth Bane's entries, we go into hatred, a method of focusing your inner fire so that it can be stoked with outrage, disgust, and fear until it burns with white, hot intensity. When smashed, this furnace will radiate hatred from you in palpable waves that can send another's mind into catatonia. Horror, a simple mental manipulation that can raise fear in the mind of another. By amplifying this primal emotion, you can trigger horror and eventually insanity. An afflicted target will be too haunted to raise any defense. And Cryokinesis, a technique that makes it possible to detach one's mind from the coarse sensations. The secret to overcoming physical pain lies in the non-physical. A master of this technique can endure any torture and withstand any injury. So that's pretty lit. Shows you how powerful the Sith actually can be if they use all of their knowledge. I love that entry, though. All the Darth Bane entries are very interesting. I hope you guys like that as well. I covered basically every page. The next entry is about Wild Power by Mother Talzin. She is the Night Mother. She is this chick right here from the Clone Wars, the green magic bitch. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like that video and subscribe for more Star Wars content. And I'll see you guys in the near future. And as always, may the Force be with you.